My little summer hiatus is over, involuntary as it was. I was basically buried in work, and then the mailbox itself has been pretty barren the last couple of weeks, but a couple of eBay lots did come in, so I get a pickups video. So I'm going to share with you a couple of packages that came in. We're going to start off with one from Center Ice Collectibles. So sometimes they include the little business card. I don't know if you can make that out. There you go. A little nostalgic package for me, actually. This is some rookie cards of Brendan Morrow. So we're going to look at that one right there. So this is from 1998, 1999. Upper Deck Black Diamond. So Brendan Morrow was captain of the Dallas Stars, which is my favorite hockey team, and he was kind of the heir apparent after Modano. So a lot of my mail days involved Modano, so I thought, why not, I'll pick up a couple of the rookie cards for Brendan Morrow. But what I did is, the same seller had a couple of the parallels as well. So that was the base card that I just showed you. So this is the Double Diamond parallel. Same card. One thing I will say that I didn't like as much about the 98 edition of this set is that the color change is a little bit subtle. You can see around the outside, it's basically a little bit of red, and these were numbered to 2000. So I'll zoom in a little bit on that part for you. Yeah, so you can make that out right there. Not super exciting. Okay, but not super exciting. And then I also picked up from the same seller, the Triple Diamond edition, which is the gold version. Exact same thing, but this time it's numbered to 1000. So identical. So we got a single diamond, double diamond, and triple diamond. Kind of a cool little mini set. There is also a quadruple diamond out of 100. That seller didn't have them, but if I see it at some point, I may pick it up and complete the little mini rainbow of these. So that's kind of cool. Not very expensive. Brendan Morrow had a decent career in Dallas, but never... basically, his role was more of a guy who could score a little bit, but who had a little bit of physicality. He was closer to a grinder than kind of a pure goal scorer. So when he kind of became the heir apparent in Dallas, they had a couple of good runs, but that was around the same era that Modano was still around, and you had Marty Turco as well, and some good teams, but never quite able to get over the hump. Still some good memories associated to trying to cheering that team on. And the next package is a little bit of vintage that I picked up. So a couple of cards from a 1960-61 Parkhurst set. So first we got card number 47. We got Henri Richard. Montreal Canadiens great. See if I can get that, there we go. Pretty sharp looking card. It's going to be one that I'm going to be putting in for PSA when I go to the card show here in Toronto in the fall. And next one is card number 45. So I went in reverse order here because this is Maurice the Rocket Richard. The NHL's kind of original big-time goal scorer. And I believe the first player to get 50 goals and also the first player to get the 500 career goals. So a lot of big goal-scoring milestones for Maurice Richard. He was one of the biggest superstars of his era. So another nice card to add to that collection. And that one comes from the batter's box on eBay. So again, their card, a little bit of information for them in case you're interested. They're pretty good for picking up vintage cards. I do tend to buy from them a fair bit when I see something that interests me. All right, and that leads us to last, but certainly not least. So the Maurice Richard and the Henri Richard cards I really like, and normally that would be what I would finish off with. But in this case, I made a special exception. So this one here completes one of my goals for 2019, and that is an Extra Significance SP Game Used Edition dual signature card of Brian Gionta and Mike Modano. So that is card number 21 of 25. The card itself is pretty nice. This is from 2008-2009 SP Game Used Edition. Nice looking card. But the big reason why I made it kind of the conclusion for this mail day is that is certified autograph card number 100, which is one of the goals that I made for the end of the year. So I actually knocked one off the list, which is really the biggest thing I wanted to do. And with that in the collection, it kind of vindicated the idea that I had earlier in the year. So I made a video a little while ago talking about my goals for the year, and I decided to kind of narrow the scope down a little bit because I was finding that I was getting cards in all the time, but I was working on too many projects at the same time, so I didn't feel like I was making much ground on any of them. By having a much smaller list of things to work on, I was actually able to get a lot closer. So I was able to quickly add some autographed cards to the collection that were able to get me to that 100 milestone. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to pick up any more for the rest of the year, but it means I can kind of de-emphasize that part of the collection. But it also did give me a really good idea for a video series that I'm going to make. I'm working on different little video series here and there, and they're not going to be put out on a regular basis. A lot of it is going to be when I'm able to come up with the content that I want to put in. But I want to have these little series because it gives me something that I can look forward to and plan out for the future. This next one, though, I think will be a fun one, but that particular card inspired it. I will talk a little bit more about that in Sunday Randoms. I'm going to have a video for that this week as well. But as far as pickups is concerned, that is it for this one. If you have any questions, by all means, feel free. I'd be happy to answer any that you have. And I will see you probably in a couple of days for a Sunday Rams video. Thanks as always, and I will catch you in the next one.